Hello, barbarians, and welcome back to another episode where it's just me and Santiago being alone and unprepared because it's shelter in place.
Yeah. Are we really alone, though, if we're together?
Well, I mean, you're alone
Oh.
as a PC.
Oh, as a player character. Maze, you're just gonna have to get a different toy.
Major. Simi, shush.
For this one.
Apparently they're all upset because I said you're the only player character. So they all had to make noise.
We're also... And we're also somewhat prepared. I mean, we're not using the cat for toilet paper or anything like that.
No, I mean, we're okay.
Yeah.
I don't know that your character is okay. Because she's alone.
Yeah.
I mean, she has some buddies.
Mm-hmm.
But...
True. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Although, I have grown rather fond of Laika, so it's tough to have my normal devil may care, lackadaisical attitude.
Oh yeah,
towards characters.
Dare me to kill them.
Yeah, where I don't dare you. It's like I just don't care. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that just makes my gameplay experience that much more enjoyable.
Last time, you did a job for / joined the Harpers. You got information from a talking mare that described 2 persons that appeared to be Zentrum agents planning some things against Xanathar's guild. And you recognized the descriptions as matching your 2 contacts in the Zentrum who you are also working for right now.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't brought that information back yet.
Right.
But, that's kind of where we are. Oh, and there's some rats in your tavern. Nothing weird, just rats.
Yeah.
So, what would you like to do? You want to rest? You want to go talk to people? What's up?
I don't think that I need to rest or anything like that because I don't recall spending any abilities or taking any damage or anything really last time. There was a lot of clerical shit that I was seeing too, so...
Right. It is late evening, though.
Okay. That's alright. I tend to operate a lot at night.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to see to my my tap room construction, getting that over, set up. But I'm gonna need to finance that. That was like the main concern last time, was that I need to... There's a lot I have to pay for. I have a lot of expenses to turn this into a revenue stream.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm starting to have visions of those crates and crates of silver bars that I discovered before in the Xanathar basement or whatever that was.
In the Zentrum warehouse?
Zentrum warehouse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, that's the Zentrum warehouse, and my 2 friends at the Yawning Portal are also Zentrum, right?
Well, your contacts there, yeah, are one of the factions you have done jobs for.
Right.
Is the Zentrum.
So they probably won't help me rob their own place.
I wouldn't think so.
Is the thing.
I mean, you can always try.
I doubt it. I'll probably get found out, but what I need to do is I need to go to the Yawning Portal so that I can let them know what's up, let them know what I'm going to do, that I'm going to complete the mission and report the information truthfully, and that they are the subject of that. So I'm doing them a favor, giving them a heads up.
Right.
But I'm also being straight up with them.
Okay.
And while I'm there, then I need to hire some muscle so that I have someone to carry away these crates of silver that I'm planning to liberate from that storage room if they're still there.
Okay.
So I think I'm gonna head over to the yawning portal to try to do so.
Okay. So you can easily make your way to the yawning portal. It being late / early in the morning, I guess, late in the evening, does not stop a bar from functioning.
True.
So, you get there, and it's normal level busy. It's a little rowdy because Yawning Portal always is. But it's what you'd expect. Nothing strange. Yagra's, doing arm wrestling for money like she normally does and that sort of thing.
Well, cool, she's there. It was Yagra, and who was the other person?
Dabble Starsong.
Okay. I think I'll just warn Yagra. And if she wants to warn Davil or whatever she chooses to do with that information is her business.
Okay.
Because I'm only like homies with Yagra, not so much Davil.
Right. Yeah. No, he is more the contact you just met because she introduced you. But yeah, you've definitely interacted with her on a social level a lot more.
Yeah. So I'm going to make my way to where she's arm wrestling for money.
Okay.
And I'm going to watch the bout, waiting for it to complete.
Right. Let me see how she does. She plays it really well, like where the burly human male that she's up against really thinks he's going to win. He has her like at a 45-degree angle, his advantage. Then she grins with her tusks sticking out and everything and whams his arm over to the other side.
Damn.
Collects her silver pieces off the table.
Right.
And then she looks over and sees you there and gets up from the table, walks over.
Cool. I'd like to see if I could maybe have her favorite drink waiting for her. I don't know if that's a possible thing that I could have had done.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Previously.
Yep. So you have the very large mug that you hand up to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Along with my little cup of whatever.
Yeah. And she takes it very delicately. It looks small in her hand,
That
After you've been holding it with both hands, trying to balance your little drink and everything.
that trick of the camera where you're
Yeah.
holding this giant mug and then you hand it over and it's this little tiny thing. That's cool.
She says, "Oh, how's the tavern going?"
So far, so good. Looking around for investors at the time, but I think that I'll be able to pull it off. You'll be arm wrestling there for money in no time.
Good. Yeah, hopefully the, jobs I've been able to help you with, I've been helping out with that.
Definitely laying the groundwork. But say, speaking of which, let's find a nice, crowded, busy, boisterous corner to have a conversation. And I'm going to look around for somewhere we can talk where it's really loud and everything so that we don't have a chance of being overheard.
All right. I mean, there's a lot of that in this place. There you go. So there are many floors to choose from. It's definitely easy to find a busy area, which you do. So what requires such a public table?
Well, Yagra, I gotta say, I've come across some information, and it's as a result of one of these missions that I've completed. And I want to be straight with you. I'm gonna hand this mission in, but I wanted to tell you first, give you a heads up, because we're friends. So here's what's going on. I'm going to relate the story of talking to the mayor about the contact and how Xanathar is going to move against these two, or whoever is going to move against these two Zentrum agents.
The Harpers were looking for information about the identities of Zents working in Waterdeep.
Okay.
And the mayor identified Yagra and Dabble as Zent agents that were plotting against Xanathar's guild.
Okay.
So, no one told you any specific plans to do anything about it. It seemed like an information gathering sort of thing.
Right. But they're keeping an eye on you as a thing, and they're probably going to make a move soon once I turn this mission in. Because I'm going to tell them what the mayor told me. I'm not going to tell them anything else, of course, but I'm telling you first. I haven't told anyone else.
Well, in a city like Waterdeep, I mean, our description shouldn't get us into too much trouble. So, I appreciate you keeping it that vague when you report it. But I understand. You're doing jobs. Everyone's got to eat, right?
That is true. And I'll raise my little cup to try and clink it with her giant mug so we can finish our drink together.
But all I can do is try to get you better jobs on our side. Maybe it'll be less of an issue in the future.
Well, if it comes up, I'll always make sure and take care of my own. I want you to believe that.
I do. You've proved yourself to me already.
So, now that that business is concluded, I'm going to start looking around the yawning portal for some likely muscle for hire. Not too dumb, not too smart. Just basically do what they're told and keep their mouths shut. And not try to double cross me where it's like, you know, oh, I'm helping you get all this stuff and you're only paying me this much. We should split this because that'd be way more. And it's like, no, I'm paying you like, you know, I don't know, like 5 silver to just come with me, remain inconspicuous, and carry some heavy shit. You know what I mean? That's all you gotta do. It won't take very long.
So, are you looking around for people that match kind of what you're looking for? Are you asking someone? How are you handling
I'm
it?
starting around by looking around because I feel like I'll be able to spot a likely candidate.
All right.
Based on my underground expertise.
Sure. So what kind of role do you want to make in keeping with that? Because your underground expertise just means you have contacts everywhere, right?
Yeah,
or,
that's my ear to the ground. It means I have a contact. But the way it's worded is like...
You kind of know what's going on.
Yeah, you aren't... Come on, man. There we go. You are in frequent contact with people in the segment of society that your chosen quarries move through. So, like, I'm a regular and I know people and stuff like that. And yeah, I have like a close contact, but...
So what role would you like to make? I'll give you advantage on it because of your background.
Okay.
Like perception, investigation,
Yeah.
what sort of thing?
I think I'll do perception.
Okay. Advantage roll, please.
I didn't prep any dice. Roll with advantage on my perception. Here we go. Alright. That looks like a 14.
Okay. So you see a small group, I'd say like a trio, of very stereotypical you met in a tavern types. Like starry-eyed, like they've never been in a city this big before, want to get their start as adventurers, you know, looking to see if there's a job board in here, you know, just completely taken with all of the like fancy armored adventurer types that they see getting into scuffles and doing whatever. So a gullible group, I guess I would say, waiting for work.
Oh, cool.
Waiting to make a name for themselves.
All right. Sounds good. That's perfect. So, rub my hands together in a savory anticipation. Not quite the dry washing that comes with an outright lie, but just all right. And I will approach them with my job offer.
Okay.
Walk up to them, size them up, and see who. I'm gonna pick who I think is the leader among them.
Yeah. So there's a young human lad amongst the group who seems a little bit more like, has his whole My First Fighter uniform. Very shiny, sword probably not sharp. Like, shield that's never been touched by anything, full leathers and all of that. And as you walk over, he goes, a goblin! Hello.
Nice. I'm glad I was recognized as a goblin at least. I feel good about that. Because usually I just am this adorable baby Yoda looking thing.
Right.
To humans. Because normally I don't really look like an actual goblin. So that makes me feel good, but I'm not going to get distracted. It doesn't register on an emotional level. But I'll give them my best appraising look, swirling my drink in my little cup, and with one hand, stroking my chin with the other, looking up at them, and then looking them up and down, appraisingly.
Mm-hmm.
And go, no, I don't think you're quite up for this. And I'm going to turn around and start to walk away.
Yeah. And then the larger... No, you would recognize it. I mean, to most, maybe they'd be like, what is this person, like part giant or whatever? You recognize it as a Goliath female.
Oh.
She just kind of like knuckle whacks the boy. It's a job, Daniel. And he's like, oh, no, we're very experienced adventurers, and we happen to be available for work.
Well, I hoped as much, but I really don't think that on closer inspection that this is something that you could handle. It's rife with danger and intrigue, and the payoff is wondrous beyond your wildest dreams. So much so that even at my level of expertise, I couldn't handle it on my own, which is why I'm looking for help. That said, however, we might be able to get you started on something small so that you can get into the groove, so to speak, and then we can move on to the main event, if you're interested.
What do you need us to do?
Come with me, my new friends. Let's talk. We'll go back to that same corner where Yagra was, or is,
right.
Whatever.
She was. She moved back to her work.
She moved on. Okay, cool. All right. And I'm going to abandon the fictional highfalutin job, high fantasy stakes job.
Right.
And focus on the actual job. Because we want to start with something small. And I'm just going to lay out for them, but kind of give it a dramatic flourish. That we're going to have to sneak into a well-guarded fortress and retrieve items of untold power, which, I mean, money is really an item of untold power. and they're mysterious. We have to take them back to my stronghold so that my magical friends can identify and handle them safely. But they're too heavy and numerous for me to carry by myself. But I can mastermind this, and I'll pay them handsomely.
Daniel, ask him how much.
What sort of pay? I mean, we are very serious adventurers. We need to you know, make sure it's in line, commensurate with our experience, you know, that sort of thing.
Why don't, let's see here, there are 3 of you, carry the 2. Why don't I give you 15 silver and you can divide it amongst yourselves as you see fit?
Right. They kind of like turn towards each other, have like a mini huddle at the table. The third of their group is a halfling who's been silent this entire time. And there's, you know, some loud whispering and that sort of thing. And then they turn back to you. Daniel says, "We've decided we can make that work."
Splendid. I will, I trust this will secure your services, and I'll slide 5 silver across to them up front. The understanding being that the difference is due upon completion, and we will meet back here tomorrow night.
Okay.
At, I don't know how you tell time in this world, but like, you know, 10 o'clock or
Okay.
so.
Yeah. There would be like timekeeper types, like, you know, doing the time call and all that stuff. Probably.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fair
You know,
enough.
criers and whatnot.
And rich people have clocks, but
Yeah.
they're not, like, how are they synchronized? I mean,
Don't worry about it. Magic.
you know, could, yeah, I'm into it.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, they agree to your terms. And Daniel reaches to shake your hand.
Excellent. I'll pull my hands into my chest, sort of a bird-like kind of posture where they're folded up against my chest, and lean back a little bit, look up at him. Oh, forgive me if I don't shake hands. Allow me to introduce you to the latest custom. And I'll hold out an elbow towards him. We can do kind of an elbow bump.
Are you social
sort of
distancing
thing.
him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Trying to promote it, you know. Come on.
Okay.
can't hurt, right?
The password is you wash your damn hands.
Yeah.
All right. So cool. You have hired some baby adventurers.
Mhm.
A human, a Goliath, and a halfling.
Cool. Halflings are a lot stronger than they look, not unlike goblins. And so cool. I'm gonna meet them back here tomorrow night to pull off my heist.
Yep.
All right. Cool. So let's head back to my manor to check on the rat sitch, the taproom progress, and get some rest.
Okay. So, when you return to the tap room, Shan has been waiting up for you.
Okay.
The birds are in their various bed nests, whatever you want to call them. She says, "So, we did, like you said, tried to keep an eye out in case it wasn't just rats. And I definitely saw some small shapes out in the alley. Not rat-sized, not human-sized either. Something small but humanoid. It looks mostly like they're keeping watch, but I think in the morning I might take a look around when there's a bit more light, see if I can spot anything of interest. But no new rats in the tavern since you were here."
Good work. That's something we're gonna have to fix immediately. So, yeah, keep it up, and let's get it taken care of.
How much gold do you have right now?
I have 64 gold, 3 plat.
Okay.
And I used to have 10 silver. Now I only have 5.
So she leans down, like, next to the bar stool where she's sitting, and, like, she's reaching for this, like, pouch that's on the ground. And then there's, like, kind of a cold breeze, and it, like, lifts up to her hand. She's like, "That wasn't my magic, you know, I think this spirit that's here is really starting to like us, but The rest of us three have been talking, and we really appreciate you letting us stay here and help you work on the place. And so we want to give you this. And she hands you the pouch, which jingles appreciatively.
Nice. Should have been like, oh, what? No, I don't know if I can, because I'm expecting her to ask me to pay them. And then it turns out they want to give me a token of their appreciation. So I have to pivot into like, oh, I couldn't possibly accept. I mean, but I mean, if you insist.
And she explains. She's like, we've all gotten paid as part of our work with you, doing the various jobs that you take when we tag along. And of course, with my mom's business, I've been able to make a bit and get established here as well. And I don't know, we're happy that you let us be here. That's all. So this is our gesture to try to get the place up and running.
Well, see that it's put to good use. Thank you so much, Shan.
I know you will. And good night.
Good night. Okay.
So you may add 150 gold to your inventory.
Oh, goodness. All right. 214 gold. That's significant.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Gonna have to store some of it in my strong box or similar. I can't carry it all with me all the time. It's like a lot. Okay. Alright. Let's see. I wanted to see to the development, check on the rats, and get some rest. I feel like, that first one was kind of both in one.
Yeah.
So I just got to get some rest now.
All right. You successfully rest. If you've taken any damage, you might be.
All right. Cool.
The next morning. Unless you want to sleep in. When do you get up?
I think I sleep a normal amount. What is it? Like 8 hours, 10 hours, whatever. Sleep a normal amount.
Okay.
And then get up and get ready.
So you'd be up mid-morning or whatever. What are your plans? What do you want to do?
Oh man, there's my heist isn't going down until tonight.
Right.
So I would like, however, to see if I can case the joint a little bit. See if anything's changed, see what information I can gather, see what's going on. It's going to be during the day, and we're going to be working on it at night, but I want to check it out first.
Sure.
So if there's something nearby where I can surveil the place inconspicuously, I'd like to do that.
All right. So we'll go ahead and do a couple of rolls. First, we'll do a stealth check just to make sure that you're not being suspicious or incredibly noticeable.
Yeah. Right. Looks like 21.
Okay. And then next, what kind of roll do you want to make to do the surveilling or the checking outing?
Yeah. Let's see here. I feel like this could be perception or investigation. I don't know how much investigation would apply, though. But it does seem along the lines of those skills, because I'm like staking it out, basically.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try investigation.
Sure.
Even though it's not as high as perception for me. All right. That is also 21.
All right.
I rolled a 19 on that bad boy.
So, investigating the area subtly, as you are, you notice that it looks like partially cleared out. Like, not that you're inside the building to know that, but what you notice is like there was the gate with the like dragon symbol on it, the Zent symbol.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been like painted over. And you notice that like some of like the door that got kicked open has been kind of like boarded up a little bit. And there are drag marks and wagon marks to show some items have been moved.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like maybe because the location was found out that at least some things have been moved.
Yeah. Stealing myself for disappointment that I don't think that the silver cash is gonna be there necessarily. But I have to know. It's gonna drive me crazy.
Right.
And there might be something else of opportunity. So, looks pretty good. Might be under new occupancy by
It
now.
doesn't look occupied
Mm.
from what you're seeing on the outside.
Even easier. Doesn't seem occupied or guarded. Alright. Well, doesn't seem occupied, doesn't seem guarded. I'm not seeing anyone really keeping an eye on the joint or anything like that.
No.
Seems vacant. Alright. Well, let's scout it out then, more directly. I want to sneak in there, see if I can take a peek in that room again. Because if there's nothing there, there's no point in bringing the lobies into it and stuff like that.
Right.
And if it's as unoccupied as it seems, then I should be able to check it out on my own, unimpeded.
I will have you make another stealth check, just since you're entering the area now.
This one turned out to be only 10, so average, a wholly mediocre attempt.
Okay. So, I mean, you open the gate into the yard, it squeaks, but it's also the middle of the day. So, it's not, you don't have to be extra sneaky at this point to look like a normal person instead of a sneaky person. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of going about your business. Like I said, there's a couple boards over the door that was kicked in by your Kenku friend. But you can easily fit under them because it's just like a couple boards across to show like, hey, don't go in there. So up to you what you do from here.
Okay.
And I'll put you closer to like the gate that you came in by. There you go.
So I just need to look around really and see if I can find this room again, this storage closet.
Yep. So yeah, you could easily do that. I mean, are you going in through the half-boarded door?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check.
All right. 19.
All right. So, looking around on the main floor, it looks like all of like the obvious, as you recall, there were a bunch of stuff in this main area that wasn't really valuable.
Yeah.
Like, 3 seasons ago flip-flops and shit like that.
Okay.
And a lot of that looks like it's been pulled out. You can tell from some of like the tags and marks in the area that it looks like Xanathar's guild came back and cleared the place out. But what is lucky for you is that Xanathar's guild came back and cleared the place out. This was not their warehouse. So it's likely they were not aware of a secret door, unless they were lucky.
The secret door.
So, let me just remind you, this is what the situation looked like, except it's not what you look like, but just so you know what's up. When you originally came here. Let's see though. You make your way back to where the secret door was. You push it open just like you did before, and so it's right over here next to the stairs.
That's the secret door
Yeah.
with the sideways S.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's the symbol for secret door in D&D maps.
Yeah.
And so you go in there And it looks like it has not been disturbed, that they did not know about this area.
Ooh, all right. Rub my hands together in anticipation and listen at the secret door.
Okay.
Can't
Perceive, please.
Can't be too cautious. Right. That is 18.
Okay. There is no sound from inside.
Cool. Let's try to open it.
Alright. So you push it open. Again, it's like a section of the wall that just pushes in on hinges that aren't visible from the outside.
Yeah.
And inside you see 2 wooden crates.
Oh, nice. Okay. Let's check their contents. See what's going on here.
The first one that you walk up to has 4 framed items wrapped in leather, like you remember. And the second crate, past the first one, is also like covered in like just a piece of weathered hide. But this contains silver trade bars, and
Nice.
the amount looks just like you remember.
Fantastic. It's all still here. Okay. It breaks my heart to leave it here, just like last time. But this time, I have a plan. All right.
Yep.
I'm going to put it back the way I found it.
Sure.
And I'm going to exit the secret room.
Sure. Do you have like sleight of hand or survival or anything like that?
I do have sleight of hand.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and do that one. Or deception, or however you want to do it. I don't care.
I'll do sleight of hand. Right. That is a gentleman's 20.
All right. So you're able to kind of move everything back into place so that even the little like dirt on the floor and stuff doesn't give away the location, kind of cover your tracks a bit, not call attention to the area.
I'd like to do the thing where you put a strand of something in the door jamb in an inconspicuous area between the frame and the door so that you know if it's been opened in your absence.
So what do you have a strand of?
I have thread, I have
That's how
hair,
I'm ready to use.
I have all sorts of different things,
I'm sure you do.
but I want to use something uncommon so that it can't be easily replaced with an imposter if lost.
Sure.
So I'm going to use one of my own hairs.
Ooh, gobbo hair.
Mm-hmm.
Mutant gobbo hair.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, there's one greasy, a thick strand of hair.
In an inconspicuous spot.
Yeah, probably lower than most people would look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And barely sticking out.
Yeah.
And, you know, that old trick.
Yeah.
That hoary old chestnut.
Sounds good.
Cool.
All right.
Let's take our leave. Mission accomplished.
All right, what next?
Let's go report in on our mission.
Okay.
As we said we were going to do.
Sounds good. All right, so you head to the location that Merc gave you for his home, his estate in the dock district. In the Sea Ward, sorry. Where he has a manor. When you approach at the gate, it is opened by a serving person who seems to have been given a description of you. Say, oh yes, from right this way.
Is it grade grubbing to like point out when you tried to live up to an ideal, to not with the motivation being to earn inspiration, but just to see if that's a thing or not? I don't want to be.
No, I mean, I haven't
Grade
looked at your
grubbing.
character sheet in a long time, so I don't know what your stuff is to know. I mean, I should, but I'm unprepared.
Oh,
That's part of this game.
that's good. I like it. One of my ideals is I'm loyal to my friends, not to any ideals. And everyone else can take a trip down the sticks for all I care.
So for the situation where you talk to Yagra,
Right.
yeah. So if you don't have inspiration, go ahead and add it to your sheet.
I feel like that would have earned one.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Cool. It just puts a little dragon symbol in the roll 20 because you just have. It's not like you have 12 points of inspiration. You have one where you don't.
Right.
Okay.
On or off.
That's cool.
Yep.
All right. I'm into it.
So they, kind of direct you up these stairs to the manor proper. I'm gonna have you go ahead and make a percentile check.
Nice. I knew I took those dice out for a reason.
Yeah, I'm letting you use them because you said you took them.
All right. That is 30%.
Okay. So you get to the door, and before you can even rap upon it, it is opened, and a half-elven butler is inside, and he says,
"Oh yes, miss, we have been told that you might be coming by to deliver information. Unfortunately, Master Mert is out for the day, but he said I may take your report and properly. He said you might have a expenditure report as well."
That's right. I'm like, oh yeah, crap. I don't think I filled out my expense report because the point wasn't to actually claim any expenses. It was to
to claim expenses but not actually have them.
Right.
Was the plan you had
It was
made.
to get paid
Yeah.
for spurious expenses.
Yeah.
Which
All the
never,
taxis you took and
yeah, which never happens.
Right.
In corporate
No.
work at all.
No.
Ever. Yeah.
This dinner was a business expense. Whatevs. Yeah.
That's why, yeah, paperwork. Look, can I just get a per diem for this?
I'm gonna have you make some sort of social roll for that.
Persuasion.
Okay, sounds good.
Do.
Was that well sounded for your roll?
Yeah. I rolled a 2. And so my total is 4. So I feel like there was no inherent act of persuasion. It was just straight up like, look, can I just get a per diem for this?
Yeah, I think also you
asking.
You tried to look really sweet, but you ended up just smiling your big freaky goblin smile at the half elf.
Yeah.
And he shudders a little bit.
Sharp teeth.
All your puppy teeth.
Yeah.
And
which to a human, adorable. To a half elf, I might not be.
Yeah.
So
I really would need some sort of documentation, receipts, a letter of some kind signed in your hand. I can get you parchment if needed.
Fine. Give me the form. I'll see to it.
Right. And, turns around to one of the side tables, his little tails on his coat jacket, bristling by you a little bit, and he brings back, a book to write on and some parchment and a quill.
Alright. So I need to make my report. Having secured the proper form to try to get paid for this, I can make my report to Higgins here.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So I will fill him in on what I learned from the talking mare.
Right. You're reporting it as given.
Yes. As given.
Not adding any info, not withholding anything.
Right.
What are you reporting as expenses?
Well, if I need to produce receipts, then...
I think that he's just looking for you to, justify.
Just fill out a form?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, I think you might ask for some receipts if you were and I bought a boat and sailed to the other side of the city, and that sort of thing.
To purchase a pleasure boat to live on for 6 months.
Yeah.
You were only gone 3 days. I was in
this
a
was
pocket
last
dimension.
night. Yeah.
A mage I hired. Not just normal expenses that seem plausible for tracking down a talking mare.
Okay.
That I had to take several handsome rides
Okay.
because I was trying to determine, in order to determine the correct mare that would pull it.
Right.
In order to not stand out, I had to have business
Right.
with these. So I ended up taking lots of misdirecting rides until I found the right one, and then had to pay for a ride and tip the draymen who were unloading the thing to because they were taking a break at the time. You know, I wanted them to get to work so I could gather the information in secret.
Mm.
So
Alright.
that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Alright, so you hand back the parchment, and Higgins looks over it briefly, like doesn't gather details or anything, just goes, yes, the things were written, right? And then turns around and he puts the paper back on the side table, and you know how when we were in Kuwait there was just a table that was all of the change from delivery?
That was just a giant pile of
coins.
Coins.
Yeah.
Various denominations.
So he goes basically to that and like carefully brushes a few coins into his palm, and it takes him a while because he's being careful like not to scratch the furniture or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And he turns around back to you and says, I assume a goodly handful will be... He kind of just like shoves these coins at you and starts to close the door. And you can tell by the weight. There's about 100 golds here.
Nice, dude. The guy has no idea. He's like Arrested Development. How much could a bottle of Windex be? Like $50?
Yeah.
Like, what the shit? And rich people have no idea.
Yeah.
I feel like that's not true. I feel like most rich people know exactly all that shit.
Yeah, that's how
why
they stay
they're
rich.
Yeah. But I guess the truly wealthy can be detached in that way. All right, fantastic. I suppose this will do. I'm gonna play it low, you know.
Yeah, the door's already closed at this point.
Oh, cool, because I already gave my report.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Right. Wherever you'd like to note it, please note that you have 1 renown with the Harpers.
Okay. 1 renown. Fantastic. Okay. Well, we handed that in. We don't have a lot to do except maybe see to some things about the tap room if we can.
Yep, and you did have another job you were considering to do the protection for a 10-day. And then you have your heist in the evening.
Right. I'm looking forward to the evening heist the most. But I don't know what I can do in the intervening hours, you know,
Yeah.
between now and then.
Sure. You're gonna head back to the tap room? Do you want to go somewhere else?
I'll head back to my tap room.
Okay. Alright, so you head back. And Shan is once again waiting for you at the bar.
Cool. All right. Say, Shan, what's the news?
Well, as you instructed, I was looking into those shapes that I saw in the evening. Our neighbors have been reporting little carvings in their doors of little rat faces and things like that. Someone's spreading rumors that you're working with were-rats.
I see. That is a nasty rumor if ever there was one. We should probably find out who's spreading these dastardly lies and silence them.
Yep, I'll keep looking into it.
Excellent. Thank you. Keep up the good work, Shan.
Of course.
Yeah. Now, what else needs to be done around here? I don't know if I have enough money at this point to start hiring people to do things.
Well, how much money do
Or
you
not.
have?
I have 314 gold and 3 plat
Okay.
and 5 silver. But I need to,
You could definitely start renovations with 300 gold.
cool.
That would pay for about 4 days of work.
All right.
And you assume you need probably about a 10-day of work to get everything shipshape.
All right. Well, let's at least get started.
Yep.
Like whatever deposit I have to give them, I don't figure I have to pay it all up front.
Right.
I just have to secure, like say, all right, I'm ready to get started.
Yep.
So let's get started. Here's my deposit.
Yep, and you had met with people before, so you know what it's looking like. But it's going to be 200 gold as to get your guild licenses and contracts. That's what you pay up front.
Okay. Yeah, let's take care of that.
Okay, so
Paperwork
200 gold gone.
gone.
Deke's going to handle getting all your licenses together
Cool.
and getting work started, fixing the roofs, getting the windows to be windows instead of boards, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep, they'll get started on it.
I would like the windows to be easily replaceable.
Okay.
The kind that's like in a frame that goes into a hole in the wall,
Right.
so that when someone is inevitably thrown out of or into
Right.
or re-fenestrated, that they could be replaced with ease at little expense.
Sounds good.
In fact, I might even be able to DIY that project. Keep it under the table.
Yep, so that work is starting.
Cool.
All right. All right, and if you'd like to just kill time or rest whatever you can, if you want to visit around to other places, you can. Always up to you.
I have one other thing to see to. Did I ever meet with the Brewers and Vintners Guild? Because I know I wanted to propose to them that I would just stock and sell their stuff, but instead of buying it up front and then reselling it, I would just sell it and then, take a percentage
Oh, okay.
to get started. I don't know if that's a thing or not.
You could definitely talk to them, especially now that you have basically your license to operate with guilds.
Yeah,
They'll talk to you.
cool. I gotta see if that's the case. So maybe on my way to the Yawning Portal,
Mm-hmm.
where I'll kill the rest of the evening, because I gotta figure it's about, 5 o'clock by now. That I'll stop by and, and talk to them and see what programs they have, what deal they can work out with me, just to get started.
Okay. So your plan is to start heading to the Yawning Portal, but stop at the guild on the way.
Yes.
All right. Do you want to RP that, or do you want to just handle it? Up to you.
I kind of like to just handle it.
Okay. So I think you would need to do a persuasion to see if they'll accept your terms.
Sweet. Let's see. Maybe I'll make up for it this time. Yes.
I didn't make a fart noise, so it might work.
I was gonna say you didn't jinx me this time. All right. That is a gentleman's 20.
Oh, yeah. So you explain the circumstances. The gnome, who is the current representative in the office at the time, seems very excited about the prospect of Troll Skull Alley kind of coming back and being a viable area for business. And so he makes a handshake deal with you that, like, come back once you're able to support casks and kegs. But it sounds like something that can work out.
Nice. Nice. All right. Now I'm no longer a tap room without any taps. So that's good.
Okay, so you make it to Yawning Portal. A very nervous group of young adventurers awaits your arrival, but they're all geared up and ready to go. You know, with like the darker version of their clothes on, since it's like a nighttime sort of deal. And the halfling has like just black, you're not sure what it is, paint, oil, or whatever, just like splooched across his face.
All right.
Yeah. And Daniel says, well, madam, we are ready.
Excellent. Without further, no need to stand on ceremony, gents. Follow me.
And they do.
Cool.
All right, so you're going back to the area. What I'll have you do is make a stealth check at disadvantage to see if you can corral this inexperienced bunch into quietude.
Yes. Quietude. One of my favorite tudes. That one fell off the table. Hopefully it's good. Alright, not bad. That is a bad one. Alright, so that is 19.
Your bad one's a 19.
Yeah, my bad one was a 12. My good one was a 17. And my stealth is 7. So.
Well, there you go. Yeah, so they are a little galumpy, a little derpy, a little inexperienced, and like everywhere you go, they're like looking around like tourists in New York City, you know? Like they're looking up at all these buildings, and like they see like, you know, a species they've never seen before, and they're like, you know, just being real derps. But you're able to kind of bring it in.
Trying to give them tips the whole way.
Yeah.
Like how not to get mugged.
Yeah.
Don't look around like a rube. Like you're not sightseeing.
Right.
That shiny armor that looks all expensive, maybe put a potato sack over it so you look like a hobo.
Yeah, Daniel starts straight up taking notes, like, while you're talking and stuff. But you get there, and it doesn't look like anyone's really been keeping an eye out. You're able to keep the group pretty quiet.
Don't tie your money pouch to your belt by its strings. Like, hold up his money pouch that I cut off,
Right.
give it back to him. Instead, put it in your boot or something like that.
Yeah.
Give him all the hood tips.
Yeah. The Goliath is also watching you, and after you hand back, like, the money purse, he, like, ties it back to his belt, and then a few seconds later, like, she's holding it, and she hands it back to him, because that's their rogue of the party.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. Oh, man, now I want to play a female Goliath rogue.
Just a giant-ass rogue.
Just a giant rogue. Ooh.
Yeah.
Who wields a short sword that's the size of, like, a regular sword.
Yeah. So, you make it to the warehouse. Again, the door is partially boarded up. Not an issue for you, probably not an issue, definitely not an issue for the halfling. The human can probably get through just fine, Daniel, but Goliath might have trouble squeezing through.
Okay.
She can try with her dexterity.
Yeah.
She's a rogue, so it's plausible. Or the boards can be removed somehow. Up to you.
Right. Well, let's see. We want to remove the boards and put them back up.
Mm.
So I'm going to explain this operation here.
Okay.
That the idea is we are never here. So in order for everyone to fit through the door, then I'm going to eye the halfling significantly. like we're not all going to fit through without some modifications. So what we want to do is take these boards off, but delicately, so that we can nail them back in before we leave. Now, I have some thieves' tools, and I have maybe like a little pry bar or something like that. But I'm going to start working on one of them. But if any of you have anything similar, stout, knife or something like that, you might be able to maybe get one of these out if you could pry it out.
All right. So I'll have you make I'm going to call it sleight of hand since you want it to be subtle.
Mm-hmm.
Check.
Okay. All right. 22.
Okay, so yeah, you're able to pop out the lower board quietly and easily. The nail's not even bent or anything like that. Let's see.
Didn't have to use any penetrating oil from my thieves' tools.
No.
And to be fair, the pry bar in thieves' tools is very small.
Yeah. And so the Goliath pulls out her thieves' tools, which is just literally a crowbar and like some nails and stuff, like and a piece of rock and like just. But she calls it her thieves' tools.
Fair.
Good enough. Not as delicate as yours, but she pops it off. The nail's still usable. There's no damage to the frame or anything like that. And she's like, and like puts it down next to your board.
Well done. Excellent work. All right, let's sneak on in. This place should be vacant, so I don't foresee that we're gonna run into anyone, but just in case.
Dana says, and you secured the potentially dangerous magical items where no one could get to them.
I've been told they're quite secure, both magically and physically. We'll find out shortly.
Okay.
I only need help with their transport, but they can be volatile, so we need to make sure and be quite careful. I'm sure my man back at my manor will fill you in more exquisitely in terms of their magicality. I'm gonna have to figure out how to give Deke or Scratch or Shan the nod that like I'm kind of pulling
Right.
one over, you know. But I feel like I can pull that off. So.
Right. All right. So you're inside.
Alright. I'm going to take a quick look around, see if anything seems to have been disturbed. I want to look for tracks in the dust or things moved about in my memory, like crates been moved or anything. Does anything look different
You
when I
may
was here this morning?
perceive.
Oh, alright. 18. 22.
Yeah, no, it looks exactly like you left it. It looks like whoever thought they cleared this place out, thought they cleared it out. No one's come back.
Nice. Only me. Cool. I'm gonna make a beeline for that secret door. Beep, 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 beep.
Alright, so you head to the back wall. They follow you. They don't see what you're going for, but they're trusting you because you're the seasoned adventurer, the business owner, you know.
Pillar of the community.
Exactly.
Respectable.
Alright, so you make it to the back wall. There's a,
Look for the hair. Look
Yeah.
for my hair.
yeah, nothing has been disturbed.
Excellent. Alright. So I'll lick my finger. Lick. Hold the hair against the door frame. Press on the wall in just such a way as to actuate it and press it open.
All three of them look very impressed.
And hold the hair open. One trick.
Okay?
Tuck it into my pouch because I don't want to leave my
Yep.
evidence around.
Inside, there are 2 crates.
Cool.
One is heavier than the other.
All right. These are both full of magic items. This one is heavily insulated. That's why it's so heavy. I'm told is lined with lodestone, and that is what keeps its contents from destroying us all, ripping apart the very fabric of space-time around us.
Yeah, they all nod like they know what you're talking about. Like, yeah, that sounds right.
I feel like they would know what lined with lodestone is, and that's why it's so
Right.
heavy. And the other one, like this one, is more mundane but equally dangerous. This heavy one, I don't know who can handle it. I'm not equal to the task myself, but I can help. This one, probably pretty easily to transport, but these are what we're here for, and we need to get these back to my manor immediately.
Right. So Daniel moves in to help you with the lighter crate, and like looks over his shoulder at his companions, and the Goliath like shrugs and says, "Rowan," and the halfling gets out his chalk pouch, chalks his hands, and hefts the
Nice.
the crate of trade bars.
So cool. I should have secured them when I was here earlier to make sure that it like wouldn't like break or fall apart or whatever.
Right.
But I feel like it's a pretty stout crate.
Yeah, this was the traveling crate that, it was in when it was stolen, probably. So, yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
All right.
And so you make your way. I'm going to have you do either stealth or persuade. The idea being you need to be able to travel with 2 large crates back to your place of business without attracting attention.
Yeah. All right. Let's try stealth again. Should I do disadvantage stealth again?
No, because I'm thinking this time it's more of like knowing where to travel and how to talk your way out of things if someone talks to you.
Got
So I think it's just a straight roll is fine.
It's like that mini game in a video game where you have to like stop and then the light has to pass
Yeah.
from someone carrying a torch looking for
You
you.
hear bling.
All right, go.
Right in
Hold
the
on.
box.
Okay. All right, turn here. All right. Ooh. Okay. That's 13. So,
Okay. No, good enough.
You know.
Nighttime, dock district, a bunch of new bass people moving some crates. It's not the most suspicious thing in the world, especially when these supply crates, because that's what they are. They were stolen supply crates, are carried into a business that, as you approach it, you can see work has already begun over the course of the day.
All right. So it's not implausible that supplies would be delivered.
Right.
Because, all right, that is super cool.
And
This
so
works
as
out.
they approach, these 3 adventurers see your magical sign that's, says like for business inquiries, basically head to the office and has the little magical waypoint. And when they walk in, there is Deke and Scratch and Shan sitting at a bar with new brass taps behind it, and various like work items kind of like piled in corners and stuff like that for the construction that's going on.
All right. Before they can say anything, I'm going to head them off at the pass, and I'm going to call out to Shan.
Right.
Because she seems to be she seems to have the most wits about her. You know,
Okay.
Deke is very book smart, but doesn't seem to have any guile. Scratch, I don't think, is the best communicator.
Right.
So Shan seems like my best bet in terms of performance and charisma. So I'm going to call out to her and say, yes, Mistress Shan, we've retrieved the magical items that I was speaking of so recently to you. Seems that we've made it here unmolested, and now we need to ensure that the contents of these magical crates are no danger to us or anyone and haven't infected us with any sort of curse. Wink.
Yeah. I'll have you go ahead and make a persuade with advantage because she knows you. And it's kind of obvious, but still.
All right. Whew. Okay. 19.
Okay. She says, "Oh, yes, the items that we promised to make safe for the city so that doom would not befall us all.
A most important quest. Yes.
Very well. Let me," and like her eyes dramatically roll back in her head, and this like strange mist starts to rise from the boxes as she chants nonsense words. She summoned a fog cloud.
Deke and Scratch are looking at each other like, what?
She says, "Yes, I should be able to secure these. It will take some time. Thank you so much, my great mistress, for bringing these back successfully. It looks like the seals were not broken."
I owe that to my able assistants here. Speaking of which, a job well done deserves a job, deserve compensation well paid. Yeah, yes. A job well done deserves compensation well paid. And with that, I'll take out the gold piece, the final 10 silver that I owe them, and flip it across the room at, I guess, Daniel
Yeah.
is the leader.
Yeah.
Bing!
And he like fumble catches it. He says, "Thank you so much. We'll be in the city for another 10 days or so. Like, establishing our name before we head off on adventure. Feel free to call on us at the tavern."
Will do. Before you head out, come by and see us. We should be up and running by then. Gesturing to the brass taps.
Yeah, they look
And
really
so on.
impressed with this place.
Yeah,
So,
it's my manner.
yeah. And they, bow awkwardly and head out, the halfling Rowan flexing his muscles.
So cool. It has a chalk pouch. It's awesome. We get a chalk pouch for my next barbarian.
Gotta have a chalk pouch.
You gotta have a chalk pouch if you're gonna do any powerlifting. It's
Right.
awesome.
And that's where we'll go ahead and wrap it up for now. So it looks like you probably have the funding you need to get this place finished once the work gets done, and maybe Shan will have some more information for you about what's been going on in the neighborhood.
Yeah, we're gonna see about that, and we're gonna look to melt down this silver because you can't move it as is.
With stamped trade bars.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And this is, I don't know. It's not sci-fi like Firefly where every molecule of the food is marked, so
Oh, yeah,
there's no
no.
way. But it could be magically, tracked or
Yeah,
something
and you
like
could
that.
definitely, take a look for reals, not fog cloud pretend. Take
Right.
a look. So
I'm gonna have someone take a look just to be cautious because slow and steady is the way to go.
right.
But I feel like if that was the case, it would have been found already long ago.
Right.
So I'm not too worried about that. I'm just going to melt it down into ingots and say that, I got it from my rich Uncle Gabo in the Gabo
That- and
mines and stuff like that.
Your reputation is really increasing in the city. People know that you're doing work for, these. They don't know who you're working for, but they see you doing like these big jobs, and coming out ahead of them. You stopped the person who was murdering the half elves and stuff in the dock ward and stuff like that. So you're definitely making a name for yourself.
Cool. That'll come in handy.
Yeah.
But I have to make sure that my reputation doesn't get tarnished.
Yeah. All right. Well, barbarians, thank you so much for listening in this time of solitude. Until next time, spend your rage wisely.
Yeah, and don't shake any hands you don't have to.